at the Atlantic City Beer Fest, and I am a convert. Never drank beer, and I've had about 30. And you're watching Still Crazy After All These Beers. Cheers.
Still Crazy After All These Beers is brought to you by our friends at Chilled Nightlife and Entertainment Magazine. Eat, drink, and be merry at chilledmagazine.com. And by Porta Pong, the world's #1 best-selling inflatable floating beer pong table at portapong.com.
I'll tell you, this guy standing to my right is getting more airtime than I am. Every time I look at a new show, there's this Steve Gates guy. I don't understand this. Are you guys trying to phase me out in this crew? I don't know. Steve, how you doing?
Well, stranger things have happened, Gary. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Well, you know what? I'm getting better as the day's going on, as I'm sure you can tell. Yeah. But you are now representing Chimay.
Yes, I, one of the luckiest guys on the East Coast. I managed to finagle my way into a sales manager position for the import company that sells Chimay. Formerly, I worked with Hunter Brewing Company for all my past visits with you guys, and so far so good. I started March 2nd and having a great time so far, working hard.
Well, there's no question you've been a friend of the show, and we appreciate your coming on, and you are one of the good guys in the industry. I'm saying it to your face, behind your back. You don't want to hear what the hell I have to say about you, but no, seriously, you're one of the good guys in the industry. And you've got a tremendous food background as well.
Yep, I've been in the restaurant business for, I guess over 10 years. Started as a busboy at a Fridays in New Jersey and worked my way up to waiter, bartender, then fine dining guy over in Philly and bar manager in Mount Holly, New Jersey at the High Street Grill, and a couple of years with Hunter Brewing Company selling the best beers on earth, and now I'm with one of the ultimate best beers on earth, Chimay. So.
Well, you started back on Fridays when it was known as Monday, so I mean the company just absolutely improved since then.
Yeah, I guess they're still around, so I guess they're doing pretty good.
Now, we talk about the relationship with food, and a beer like Chimay, and of course there are 3 different flavors of Chimay, are the ultimate in food-friendly beers.
Yeah, absolutely. Belgian beers are known for being, pretty strong and also very complex, similar, as complex as other wines. It's not just a, pale, light, bubbly Pilsner or anything like that. You've got some real crazy flavors going on in there. A lot of the flavors come from the yeast, but then you get a lot of flavors from malt, a lot of flavors from hops, and they're really versatile for pairing with food. You can pretty much pick, depending on what meal you're going to have, there's a Chimay to match.
That's good. I like the way you said it. For the average consumer, when we talk about Chimay, we say, well, there's Chimay Red, there's Chimay White, there's Chimay Blue, but there are major, major differences among the 3. So maybe we can break them down. Let's start with Chimay Red.
Yeah, Chimay Red, it was originally brewed in 1862. It's named the Premier when it's served in the big bottles. That was the first beer that Chimay started with. It's a nice, well-balanced Belgian double. It's got some good hop bitterness up front, nice, smooth, semi-sweet malt backbone to it. There's some phenolic flavors in there that are caused by the yeast, a little bit of like fruitiness, really nice, strong, bubbly, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, but I'll see if I can find it.
Carbonation is the word. All Chimays are bottle conditioned, so they're all naturally carbonated just from the addition of sugar and yeast in the bottle. So,
and it also means you can lay them down. You can sell them for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually market the Grand Reserve as a vintage beer. It really does not have a shelf life. I've heard stories of associates of mine drinking 35-year-old bottles of the corked Grand Reserve in the basement of the monastery. It mellows out, turns into something kind of like a port after a long time. But the hardest part about that is keeping it around that long. But yeah, Chimay being bottle conditioned with an active live yeast in the bottle, it helps it. I think that the shelf life on the red is about 3 to 4 years old. The white is kind of the youngest beer. It's got hops which break down pretty quickly, so you don't really want to age that too long. Maybe 6 months to a year tops, and the hops fade. But the Grand Reserve really doesn't have a shelf life. As long as you have it in the corked bottle, it'll last as long as you can hold on to it.
So what are you drinking right now, Steve?
Right now I have the Premier. It's a nice, easy to drink, well-balanced Belgian double. It's only 7% alcohol compared to 8 and 9% for the white and the blue. I'm trying to pace myself. I still have another session today and a session tomorrow, so just trying to hang in there.
And of course, there may be some after-hours events taking place. You never know.
Yeah.
And it's all in the name of research.
There probably will be. Hopefully they won't tell me where they are, so I can just go home.
And I'm drinking the Chimay Blue.
The Grand Reserve. Grand Reserve was originally brewed in the 1950s as a Christmas beer. It was so popular after that they decided to keep it around all year long, and it now amounts for 50% of Chimay's production annually. So it's the most expensive, it's the darkest, the strongest, the most complex of the three. It's my personal favorite, but I mean, they're all great. Depending on my mood, I'll drink all three.
So really, you know, honestly, people should try all three, and I think one, if not two or three, may emerge as your favorites. You really got to try them all.
Yeah. Well, there are three very distinct personalities in each beer. You know, the red is the most balanced of the three. The white is the hoppiest, the triple, the Saison as we call it, and then the Grand Reserve is, you know, the darkest, the strongest, the maltiest, and I think, in my opinion, the smoothest. But they're all pretty smooth. They're all really good. The one thing that kind of ties them all together is the same water. It's drawn from a 55-meter well on the grounds of the Abbey, and house yeast, which was isolated by Father Theodore, I think way back in the 1800s. He isolated a yeast that we use now for all three beers. So.
Isn't it a curious thing? There were so many breweries throughout history that sprung up because of the location of water. And of course, there are proprietary yeasts as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back in the old days, you know, monasteries and abbeys were one of the few places where they actually had a little bit of consistency and security, and you know, everybody else was just kind of moving wherever they could find something to eat. You know, the monasteries were always bastions of consistency and safety, so, you know, they would build them close to good sources of water, and, you know, they had the know-how and the I think it's last call. But the monasteries always had enough safety and security to be able to lay something down long enough for it to ferment. So people would go there because they knew they had good beer, and the monks would always put them to work and reward them for their efforts.
Steve, I got to tell you, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. And I'll tell you, damn it, if you're on again in the next month, I'm going to find you, my man. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I'll be in Boston next week. I'll be at the Village Voice Choice Eats 2 weeks after that up in Manhattan on Tuesday the 31st. And I'll be down in Philly the week after that. So try and stay away from me. I don't know if you can.
And honestly, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Man,
you're a great guy, man. Appreciate it.
Still crazy after all these beers.
Oh, I love that. How about a closer for that one? Still crazy after all these beers. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, guys.
See you next week.
Cheers.
Hi, this is Michelle. It's Still Crazy After All These Beers. I just wanted to fill you guys in on how you can connect with us here at the show. One of the ways you can connect with us is to fan us on Facebook, where you can see exclusive behind-the-scenes pictures and videos that you can't get anywhere else. Another way you can connect with us is by going to twitter.com/allthesebeers. Leave any questions, comments, or suggestions for our show. Send us a tweet. Hey there, beer lovers. Did you know you could also check us out in high definition at allthesebeers.com? Or if you're on the go and have an iPhone, see any episode by pulling out your phone and visiting allthesebeers.com.